Welcome back to Creeper World 4. Today I want to take a look at one that I think is a hidden gem, at least in my opinion, in the Colonies. This is Hold the Line by Bren, who did a couple maps. They've been up for a while, but not very many thumbs up on this one. Still rated below average, which is unfortunate. I think it's much better than that. Hold the Line. The Creeper grows stronger with time, so we're going to be channeling our inner Morden Solus on this. And this is a proper Defend the Fortress type of map. If you look at the times, they're all the same, because that's how long you have to survive, 21 minutes and 40 seconds. And so probably the more appropriate measure of skill on this particular map would be the number of units you have and number of units destroyed. I normally don't pay a whole lot of attention to that, but you can see only a handful of people have completed this map, and at least half of them, a little over half roughly, had most of their units destroyed, meaning they barely survived. So only a few have really managed to finish this clean, and I don't know if I will be among them, but let's give it a shot. Planet's overrun with Creeper. We're the last stronghold. Gonna evacuate everyone due to Creeper interference. Takes some time to charge the portal. Well, that's as good of a technobabble explanation as any. We need you to hold the line. Until then, good luck for all our saints. Alright, so we have our fortress down here. We've got some towers and some walls, and we've got a bunch of buried urns, 9 of them. Bit of resource terrain. This is what we have to hold until the time runs out. A Green Our Mother, Blue-White, and Rhenon. This is sort of unfortunately placed Green Our Mother because we're not going to be able to maximize it. So all the way around here we have spore launchers. They're going to produce eggs, etc. And we have emitters. Now, particularly good speedrunner might be able to get out here and nullify some of this stuff, but this is going to ramp up over time, as you can see here. I'm not going to take that particular approach. We do have AC breeder here as well that we will want to make use of. And of course our predefined fortress, given that we're going to take a defensive route on this mission, is going to leave us fairly compressed here. Just building a couple towers at first, sort of a middle ground on the opening energy buildup, and then we will turn on everything else, and away we go. Miners will be next, of course. I have urns in all of these, or they're set to gather urns, rather, when we unbury them. We can turn those on, and we can turn the terps on. And they should be built in that order. Meanwhile, all of our creeper coming around. I am also going to turn the shields on. They're not armed. This is the only thing we're going to use ARG for. So when we get ARG, we can put them in there. They're not going to play a huge role for most of the mission, but they're going to be very important to me at a specific point. And not a particularly long build-up on this map. We're starting to get some energy now flowing into the miners. And already you can see the creeper beginning to approach our walls. Those are on. Let's go ahead and flip on the factory here in a bit. I'm going to want these sprayers next, but I'm going to wait until our energy looks a little better to do that. Definitely want to at least get these terps up. Okay. And yep, that's about all the energy I want to spend now. Starting to grab some of my urns for me. We're very close to going negative. I don't think we're doing it yet, though. Nope. Okay, now we're much more positive. Okay, these are up. They'll begin to set up our breeder. They're of course set to always on. Let's go with our urn portal. Grab our refineries. And I think perhaps these two as well. Let's see how that plays. Okay, we still have extra. Let's go with our pylons. There we go. Well, that worked out pretty well energy-wise. So now, if we turn on all of our mortars... And we've got a couple more spots here that I also want to utilize. We'll just maybe go like this. I don't want to fill up the whole wall. We're going to be moving things later. But I don't want to have a situation where we get overrun either. So there's sort of a balance. And I want to now... I don't want to go too crazy with it, but I want to begin building some weapons down here. Yeah, it's still not quite enough. I just basically want to use all of our energy at this stage. It looks like, yeah, we do have those urns. Let's go ahead and throw those in. There we go. We're getting our breeder up. Very nice. I do want to move one of these just right on top of there. So it just sits on top of that and is constantly flooding that breeder with AC. Energy is definitely running low at the moment. But that will be a very temporary scenario as we are ramping it up here. And now we're beginning to fire out at the creeper. Slowing things down a bit. Now, the whole hold the line name is actually, at least for the way I'm going to do this, slightly misleading. I'm going to want to throw up about 5 more sprayers for eventual use. Let's throw up some more mortars and some cannons. But I'm actually going to defend proactively outside of the walls. Not very far, but a little bit. We'll see that for too much longer. Okay, now I'm going to want to move one of you. Well, one of you to stay there. One of you can move over here. And you are going to go on AC collection and dispatch. And I want to keep a bunch of AC over here to breed, but everything else I sort of want to move outside. You're all going to be on always on to make that happen. So you're going to suck up any extra AC that breeds in here and just throw it out to the other sprayers is the idea. Now I want to move all of my cannons that I have collected right out here and begin clearing an area. I'm not much concerned about the extra energy. Killing extra creeper right now is not going to help us a whole lot, so I'm just sort of going to hold on with where we are. Okay, so I quickly want to get now a connection. I'd actually like it to be over a little bit. Okay. You slide here. There we go. Let's build that pylon and get everybody supplied out here before they run out of ammunition, please. All right. That's going to look good. They should be able to hold this. Let's bring out a few mortars to help them. And meanwhile, our Terps are getting close to finishing the wall. And once they do that, then we're really going to be in business. Okay, this part over here is finished. So now I basically want to have the most compact setup I can, where I just have pylons and mortars atop this wall. Pylons are needed to reach the area below, so I don't want to use towers. So you're going to need to go away. Rebuild there. We're just going to gradually build this up to where it needs to be. You can come there. You move over slightly. You can jump up right next there. And each has a reach of basically 3 mortars. 4 is too many. So we're going to slide you over a bit and continue the process. So let's slot one in here. And you happen to be exactly where I want that pylon to be. Let's make sure I've got all this right before I move that one. Looks like you're maybe over 1 spot, but I'll suffer that. Okay, yeah, we'll just slide you over 1. And now we can move on to this side as well. And you're going to need to go the other way. I'm going to tank my energy so I'm getting this set up, of course, but I'm fine with that. I think that's only 5. Did I? Oh, yep. Move him over a bit. Okay. Still gonna need to move you, though. There we go. And that's pretty much how I'm going to want all of that. Let's just see how this energy works out. It's actually not even that bad right now. Okay. Now I want to put connections down here for my pylons. And then I'm going to put a row of towers. Just to give myself some extra energy. And we're just going to sort of push out here. Then by these towers, we're going to throw mortars. We're going to gradually move along this way with our cannons. Just clear an extra wedge. And that's where our shields are going to go eventually as well. But that's going to take a bit. Yep, okay, this mortar is in the way. Those locations will look good. And let's just keep on moving out. Of course, we are still building up our rocket pads. They're almost there. Liftic is about full. So we're looking good there. So let's keep all of you moving and keep these towers rolling. It's about there. Let's build another few mortars out here. Okay, and now I want all of you to come out this way. I'm going to spread you out. And you're going to help redistribute this AC on the outside of the wall where it's going to do a little bit more use. Okay. So, let's keep moving along. Let's push you back here a little bit because we're going to have troubles on this point. As usual, when you have a right angle, this, you know, the vertex over here or whatever, this is going to be the most difficult area to defend. So let's get... So you can slide here. Let's move you up here. Alright, we're feeling pretty good over this way. Let's build up another set. I've missed some pylons on this direction, so let's just make that happen. I want to make sure that we have plenty of connections here. And we're actually not finding a place. So you move. There we go. That should work. Okay. Now for now, let's have my cannons go over there and just make sure all of this stays in order. More towers. Let's see, I think about there. Yep. That's where I'm going to want to be. Ah, yes. You move, Mr. Cannon. There we go. And then let's resume. Once again, protecting all these. At least the one mortar each. Okay, so I want to focus my defenses again on this point. Let's bring out now a shield. I'm going to put one over this way. I'm going to put one over this way. So maybe about there. And I'm going to have a second one out here on this point. And there's no reason that I know of not to simply arm those now. And then I just want to gradually fill in with mortars, again focusing here. And I could have terped this down more, but I don't think it would help that much. And now we just essentially want to hold off. I do want to build just a few at a time. These weapons won't actually get used unless the outer area collapses. But that may well happen. So, I think with my shields focused on this area, I want to move this one ever so slightly. We're feeling pretty good. And we have a couple orbitals. We're going to be doing lots of damping eventually. see. And just in case, I don't think there'll be a problem, but any spores happen to hit. Because we're not utilizing any missile launchers, so we can preserve all of our ARG for the shields. And we're scaling up over 300k creeper. So yeah, we seem pretty stable on our AC. Might be going up slightly, so let's throw down another sprayer. We'll put it over here. That way we will not be going up ever so slightly. Now we do still have a little bit overkill on those mortars. We do still have some extra energy. I'm going to throw up a few more mortars. We'll put more outside the wall eventually, but here we go. 2 more of those taking off. Saving up those dampers for later. And let's just throw in some more mortars. Far enough back that they're not going to fire until the wall is breached. And I feel pretty good about that, where we are now. They're starting to fight against this shield just a little bit. I'm going to wait for all this to fill up and then see where we're at on energy. You can see it's quite the battle here. You know, the mountain of creeper rising. And we are gradually pulling out of this. And you know what? Let's move all of you cannons inside too. Now we're back positive. Just going to throw a couple more mortars up here. I don't want to get excessive with it. I want to have the right amount so we can maximize our defense, especially on this point. But I don't want to go too crazy. Maybe we'll put one more here. This does look a little thin. If I... Something like that might be a good idea. And I want to hold off on using the dampers until I absolutely have to. Obviously, the longer I can delay that, better off we're going to be. These are fueling again. They're about halfway there. So we effectively have 5. We really seem to be holding steady on energy. I'm probably at just about the right point here. And I do have some extra ARG, but if I were to put up a 5th shield, it would go down. I don't want that. So we are doing well at holding it back. Oh, going up in energy a little. I will throw up one additional mortar. And we'll see how that floats out. We have now held it off for over half the required time. And our shield right here is really doing a good job. So I think that we want to keep sustaining this. Now we're a little bit in deficit. A little bit in deficit is okay. A lot in deficit is not, because then we'll start running out of ammunition. Yeah, our deficit is increasing. So I'm gonna take down that mortar. Let's see, is there any other ones that aren't particularly useful? Because some of these over here actually are not in range, and then as it pushes forward, they'll be more in range. Let me go ahead and take you down. It's really a tough call, you know, what do I need where? But we are starting to run low on ammunition on some weapons, and that's not going to do me any good. I think I really want to rely on the walls, mortars on the sides here, and just not have as many down in front there. Looks like I gotta take down at least another one. Take down these two. And yeah, we're starting to take some damage here. I better throw up a damper now. Give that a chance to recover. And we lost a mortar. I didn't do it quite fast enough. But given where we are energy-wise, maybe not the worst thing. I think a deficit of about 30 would be perfect. I'll get rid of you as well. Deficit is gradually going down, but you can see how hard this is pushing into us over here. And that's only going to get worse as we go. We have about 5 minutes left to survive. And about 5 dampers. I want to really push this out here this time. Because it's not going to get into this area. But this will stop here, and then they'll fire more over this way, so that should... Yeah. We don't need a massive amount of help, we just need a little bit to hold it back. Okay, up over 600k. We have 4 minutes left on the timer. We have 400 eggs on the map. And I think our deficit is, you know, holding... Like, we can't afford anything more. I think our defenses are pretty close to optimal for the way I'm trying to do this. So you're running a little bit low on energy even there still. Yeah. We're still a little short. Time to hit it again. And we lost our mortar over there. I'm just going to let that go. So we're going to get hit worse other places than we are over here on the side. Meanwhile, our creeper emitters are at 450 every half a second. That's 900 per second per emitter. And you're about to go. I'll just back you up a little bit, extend your life a little bit. And as this presses in here more, the wall mortars should handle. You can see it's trying to creep up the wall, but... Alright, let's damper again. Just getting a couple more launches. We are holding it off. This sprayer doing its best there. Lost another... Yeah, lose more towers. More mortars. That means we're losing more energy. And yeah, this is starting to come up over here now. It's not too far away from coming up over anyway. But I think I'm still going to focus here. So we lose more and more this way. And we're starting to collapse. We have over a minute left. Okay, yeah, they're starting to hit the wall. That's not good. Damper. Let's go and shut that down. Move a bunch of these in range. This thing is hilariously still up. They're coming in here pretty hard as well. Damper again. Less than a minute left to survive now. They're firing over the wall. And doing a pretty good job over there. We do have plenty of energy now because we've lost enough weapons. Hilariously enough. There goes one of our shields. Let's move some of you in this way, a little bit closer. Probably not going to have a better time to use this damper. Because we're almost there. We've just got a few seconds left. Now, our fortress would eventually fall here. But we're not waiting for it. We're getting out of here. Okay, so 193.53. I end up building fewer units than most people. The amount I lost, well, it's actually, you know, less than some and more than others. But I'm pretty happy with it. This was definitely a fairly epic battle trying to defend our fortress. So, if you like this kind of map, I would encourage you to throw a thumbs up on Bren's creation because I think it deserves it. I'll be back with more Creeper World 4 coming up soon. Thanks for watching.